I will show you how to generate thousands and thousands of unique NFT characters. This is not going to take any prior knowledge or any coding knowledge because we are not going to use that. And I'm going to walk you guys through this step by step. So in the end of this video, you should be able to create a good looking 3D NFT collection. Before the video starts, I just want to quickly announce that I am going to drop my own NFT collection, Humble Hustlers. The NFT is going to be an access card to another bigger NFT collection that is going to be more professional, and every one of the holders will get an even nicer NFT for free. Also, the NFTs are not going to cost as much as commercial NFT collections and will be priced at max $100. Since it's only 1000 NFTs, I don't know how long the whitelist will be open, so make sure to join the Discord now and get on the whitelist. I can almost promise that this is going to be really valuable for the holders in the future. So link to the Discord is going to be in the video description below. So make sure to check that out after this video. But now let's get into the video. Okay, so first of all, we want to go to a search engine because we need to download something for this creation process. The first thing we need is an app called Blender or a system called Blender. And yeah, you just search up Blender on your laptop or wherever you are working on, and then just go on here and download Blender. That is going to take a few minutes and then you have to set it up. But that is really easy because they walk you through this process, so just do that. Okay, so now when we are done with downloading Blender, we have to download something else, and that is an extension that we need to create our collection. So just go to a search engine, open a new tab again, and then just search for FZ Randomizer 2.2, download, and then we can go right here and go to. Then make sure that you find this link. I will probably link it down below too so that you find that. And yeah, here you just click on and we can go ahead and download this. So basically it's free, but if you want to donate something, you can donate. But I will just install it like this now. So I will just click I want this and just click 0 and then get the email address in here. As you guys can see, our purchase was successful. So now we can just go ahead and click on view content. So just go on here and then we will come to this tab and have the ability to download these different things. When we are going to create like a profile pic collection, that's what we are going to do today because that's what most collections do. Then we will just choose to download the randomizer v2.2. So make sure to download that and not any of those because then it will be different. So then just click on download and we will have to click on keep. And then we got that downloaded. Now I'm just going to drag that onto my desktop and we got this nice little code right here. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and close this again. So just go ahead and open Blender. As simple as that. Here we got our Blender application that we downloaded before. And we got this scene. Now we will just create a general file and you guys will see this right here. Now we want to go ahead and go to edit first and go to preferences, because we have to add this add-on. You will just go to add-ons, install it, and then we can choose our own add-on. So just go here and select your file, install add-on, and as simple as that. Now we can go ahead and check this, and yeah, go ahead and close this now. Now if we go here, we should see this FZ randomizer. If you don't see it, you did something wrong in this process, so maybe just scroll back and look at what I did here. But then we got the FC randomizer right here, and that's basically the add-on we are going to work with. But first of all, we obviously need to create some kind of items. So I will just go ahead and do that now. First of all, we got a cube here and we don't want no cube. So I am just going to delete this. And here we have a clear scene within our collection. Now we want to create a new collection that is going to be a host collection. And by the way, I deleted the cube with X. So, but now we want to create a collection. So just go up here to our scene and then click C to create a new collection. And we got a collection right here. So that's the first, that's the second. Now we can go ahead and create collections within this collection. So as you guys can see, we got the collection in here, and that's basically where we are going to create all the different files for, like a collection for eyes, collection for, yeah, different parts just. But this is our host collection, so we will name this whatever we want to call it. I'm just going to call it shape people because I will do something with shapes, different shapes, and that will work fine, I guess. But you can always just change that later on. But yeah, just come up with something. So now we want to create the most important thing first, and that is our body, basically, where everything is going to add on, like different clothing if you create that, or different accessories. So we will create that first. For that, we will just go into this collection and then click on add up here and add a mesh, and then click on UV sphere, and then we got a nice sphere here. Now we want to go into the sculpting tab right here and always look that this correlates with the layout here so that we know we are drawing on the right side. Now go back to sculpting, and here first of all we want to make it a bit smoother than this because that is like really not smooth at all. So we will go over here on this add modifier and add a modifier, and here we will just add the subdivision surface, and as you guys can see it already changed, and here we will just, you know, put it to however many we want. I'm just gonna say 3 now, and then for the render I'm gonna put 3 too. So just make it like that, and then we have to just simply apply this modifier so that it works. So just click on apply, and then we got that set. Now we can basically do everything with this mesh by using these tools on the side here. For example, we can, you know, drag on here, then we can draw on here, make it bigger like that, and yeah, so basically just experiment a bit with that. Also, what is really helpful to use is when you go over here to the tab up here, you can actually add a symmetry tool. So for example, symmetry on the y-axis, so that's when I draw something here, it's going to do the same thing on the other side, and that is really helpful because then it looks just way cleaner than having two sides drawn that are not the same. So that will just look the same and way cleaner. Now I will just create some bodies with using these tools, then we will have a look at this and create some other stuff too. Now, as you guys can see, I am done with my first body right here. And now if you want to make more bodies than one, we can just take this and click Shift D, and then we have just duplicated this this object right here. We will just leave it in the same position as the one before. And now we have two objects here, so I'm just going to turn the one off right now, and then we can go back in sculpting and change some little details, but the basic construct is going to be the same, and that is important because we're going to add things on here and they have to be placed in the same spot. So we can just make it like this, and just like that we have another body done. So now just go back to layout, and as you guys can see, we have two bodies done. Now 2 bodies is enough for me, but hypothetically, if you guys wanted to create more bodies, you can just again duplicate this and change it slightly, and then you will have another body. But now let's move on. So we will go here again, click C for creating a new collection within this host collection though. So I am just going to click here on this and then collection. This one we are going to delete with X. Now we want to go ahead and click on this and then click on add. And here we will add a sphere again, add a sphere, UV sphere right there, and then put on one of the bodies so that we know where the body is placed. Now we want to move the sphere just like with using these options at the side, and then we can basically just put the head onto the body. Now we can also maybe make it slightly, minimize this slightly, but then I think this is good. Now we want to go ahead and go back to our sculpting, and here we will do the same thing again. We will add a modifier and then in the subdivision surface, and then we will just, put it to 3 again and apply this. Now I think the first head I will just leave like that, and then just again create other heads. Okay, so I think I'm just going to create some different objects now, some different items like accessories and stuff, because it's basically the same thing all the time. You just add an item, move it around in the layout tab right here, then go to sculpting, add a modifier, and then just use the tools that are given to you here to sculpt around. But yeah, I'm just going to do that, and then I will show you guys what I came up with. Okay guys, I spent about 20 minutes on designing a couple of different things. As you guys can see, we have plenty of folders here. First of all, we got a bodies and heads. We created that together. Then I added eyes. Just as simple as that, like just some simple eyes, Then we have some arms, like they're different a bit in their shape. Then we have some mouths, and here we have this mouth, then this mouth, and then this mouth. And then we got some accessories such as this head, and here this head. Maybe we'll try to create a head too now so that I can show you guys how to create it one more time. So just click on add mesh, then a UV sphere, then we'll just drag it up here. And yeah, maybe do it like this. I know I want to make a sun hat, I think. So I'm just going to put it down here. And then I am going to go over to the sculpting, add a modifier, add the subdivision surface, put it to 3 on both. And then we are going to leave it like that. And then we will just go back out here. Go ahead and create another one, add another mesh, and here we will just click UV sphere again, pull that up, and just use these tools here to edit it and drag it then make it cover this. So yeah, now we got the sun hat almost done. We just have to combine these two layers because otherwise they will not show together. And for that we can just click on shift and then mark both layers and then go up here to object and then click on join. And just like that, it's one layer and one object. But now let's get ahead and add some colors to this, because right now we just have these different shapes, that are really not with any color. And obviously we want some texture and color to it, so that is what we are going to do now. Okay, and here we have some different options. So we can first of all just add color to the different parts of the body, different colors, and use that as like randomized objects with different like colors, and that's why they have different texture. But we can also just go ahead and go onto our browser and search for some Blender textures and then download them. So if we want to make fabric here, like for like a t-shirt that is red, then we will get some fabric texture, and that is going to look really nice. So we are going to start with just creating some with different colors. For that, we are going to go to our sphere here, right here. And then we will go ahead and just, go over here to our material section that's right here. And then you will have to add a new material. I have actually added a material to this one, so we are just going to go on the next one. So here we will see, if you have clicked on this one, you will see this. Then you just click on new, and we can basically just go on here to the base color section, and there we will go on here and pick a color we like. So for example, I'm going to pick red now, something like that. And then we have added that to our materials. Now you might think we can see it. That's because we are in this section right here in the viewing part, and we have to go over here to one of those. So if we, for example, go into this one, we can see the color we just have applied. And I think that looks really good and clean. Now, obviously, we don't want to have one body with one color. So maybe if we want two bodies that are exactly the same but with different like colors or materials, you can just go on here onto the body and click Shift and D, and then just click your mouse, and then you have duplicated the body. Now you have it twice, as you guys can see, if I just put that on. Now what we want to do is go onto one of those and then go ahead and click here to delete the material, so that one doesn't have the material. Now, as you guys can see, we have a clear one and the other one still has the color. With this clear one, we are now going to click on new and again add a color that we like, just like that. And then we got two different colors for these two bodies already. Now that's the same, I'm going to do the same with the other bodies too, so that's really simple. And you can use this for the other parts too. So for example, if I go onto the eyes, now I can just go onto the eyes right here, select a color, put it to black if I'm just going down here, and then I can duplicate this and create some blue eyes. So just go on here again, click Shift D and duplicate it, and then just in here delete this one, add a new material, and then as you guys can see, we got the same eyes, the same pair of eyes with different colors. So I'm going to do that with a couple of things now. Just add a color material, and then we are going to look at how we can add a nice texture that is not only color but like really a texture. Okay, so I have just added a color material to every single layer we have, as I explained before how to do it. Just like that, I did it with every single layer, besides one body up here that is still without a material. And here we are going to add a texture, so we are going to try that too, so that you guys know how to do it. So basically what we want to do is we want to go to our search engine. In your browser, you just want to go ahead and search up free Blender textures, just like I did, and then just click on one of the websites. I'm just going to use this one now, and then you can find yourself a nice texture. So I want fabric texture. This looks like fabric. Yes, it is. So then we can just simply go here and download it. So I'm just going to download this now, and then we will have an image that we are going to connect to our object. Okay, it finished downloading, so we can go ahead and open the zip file now, and then we should get a picture that is inside of it. So let us just see. Yep, here we have the different textures. I'm just gonna open one for now, and as you guys can see, this is kind of like a fabric texture, and that works fine. So now we are going to go back into Blender. Back here in Blender, we are going to go ahead and add a material to whatever sphere we want to add it to. So whatever object. I chose this one now. Then we will just go do the normal process, go onto materials here, click on new. So now when we are in the material tab, we are going to go to the base color, and here basically just click on this icon, and here we will go on to add a texture or image texture, as simple as that. And then we have to click on open. And then here we are going to use the file that we have just downloaded. So I'm just going to use this color one right here and then click on open image. Then it might take some time loading this, but in a second we should have the texture on here. As you guys can see, the texture is on there and it looks really nice. So that's basically what you can do. You can always just search up some kind of texture, get an image, and then just put it on here. And I think that looks absolutely nice. So now that we have done this, then we are basically done with creating all the different parts and giving them a texture. Now the last thing that we have to do is create our scene, set up the camera, and get some lighting in there, because right now we are in the material tab, but what is important for us is the rendering tab right here. And as you guys can see, there is not really any light in here. So that is what we are going to do now. Okay, so first of all, we obviously need backgrounds. I completely forgot about it, so let us just set that up. Just go into the collection again, and then it's the same with all the other items. Just create a new collection within this collection, and then we are going to go ahead and add a object. And here we are just going to add a plane, as simple as that, and then basically just drag it out here and then rotate it and scale it. Just like that. Now I'm just going to duplicate these planes and give them a color, and then we will move on. Now that we have done that, as you guys can see, I have some different backgrounds here. We can go ahead and set up a camera that we need for this collection. And I'm just going to delete this camera then, I guess, and then set up a whole new one. So just go up here to the camera and delete that. And then we are going to go on here and then just go on add. And here we will add a camera. Now we want to, first of all, move it out here. And then we can check with this camera that we place it right. So basically just move around with the camera a bit. Okay, before I move the camera further, I am just going to, set my output properties right here. So how big the frame is going to be. And here I'm just going to select 1000 by 1000 pixels now. And then you can basically see what works for you. Maybe even less, so I say 800 times 800 pixels. That should work fine. And then we can basically go ahead and move our camera a bit. So first of all, I want to move it up a bit, so I'm just going to do that now. And then we can always just check by clicking on this button right here. Okay, so I am happy with how my camera looks now. As you guys can see, everything is on there. And if I switch some different things off, then I can still, put other things on. They're still fitting in there. It's perfect, basically. Now, when we go to render, we can obviously see that there is no light in here. And that's basically what our output is going to be like or look like. So we need to add some light into this. For that, I'm just going to go up here again to our collection thing here that is not in the shape people. And then we are just going to go over here and then add something. So click on add over here then, and then click on light, and we want to add a point light. So just click that, and just like that we got in here. Now we got the light over here, so we are just going to move it first of all. As you guys can see, it's already shining a bit. But now just move it up, I guess. And then we can go ahead and, put some power onto this light. So basically just drag this one up much. Just do this again until you are happy with how it looks. So just look in here. I think this looks great, but now I don't like the shadow. So I am just going to move the background way further so that we don't have to deal with this. So just go to your backgrounds, and then I will just go on here and move those away. I'm just gonna move this one. Then we can go ahead and go in here and make sure to look at this, and then just scale our background up so that it works. Don't do it too big because it's going to take time to render, and we don't want to take it 5 hours. So I am happy with how this looks now. I think it looks absolutely great. So I'm just going to move the other backgrounds back, and then we are basically ready to generate our thousands and thousands of these NFT pictures. Alright, so I just moved all the backgrounds back, and additionally I added another light back here so that there is light back there too, so the backgrounds won't look as dark, just like that when you see that. And also I renamed everything in here so that it is just looking way cleaner. Now we are basically finished with this, so we can go ahead and generate. So basically just go click on any mesh and then just click down here, and we will go to the FC randomizer, and here we will have to choose a host collection. So here we need to write in the name of the host collection and make sure it's right so that it's going to pick the right one. So I'm just going to write shaped people, just like that. And then we will have to check this. I can't see this right now, but so I'm just going to make this bigger now so that we can see. Now when you have typed in this, then we can basically put in some rarity too, if you guys want. So for example, right now there's a 25% chance that this body is going to be selected. But if by giving this more tickets, like clicking on here, we can edit the chances of this being selected. So I'm just gonna leave it at 25%, but you can do this with every single item in here. So just go through here and just give it a random amount when you want to, or just leave it like that. Then when you are happy with how rare everything is, we can go ahead and basically go to calculate possibilities. That is just always really interesting. And as you guys can see, I could generate 46,000 different NFT artworks with just having like 4 items in every one of these folders. And that is just absolutely crazy. But that's how it is. I am not going to generate as many as that, but I am just going to generate I'm just going to generate 100. So I'm just going to the variance right here, and then you just basically put in however many you want. I got 100 in here now, so basically I am good to go. We can write a CSV file so that we get all the information about it. I'm just gonna check that, and then we will go ahead and click on generate. And now it's going to look like nothing happened at all, but if you scroll down here, up here we have these different variants, but yeah, I forgot to turn the spawn off, so I'm just going to show you how to do this. Just go on here again, and then go to the spawn tools. It will be right here, and then we will just click on auto spawn, and then remove spawns. Just like that, and then we can go ahead and go up here, and yeah, see these different variations that we have in here. Now we can go ahead and turn our initial collection off. So turn this one off. We don't want to see this. And then just have these variants turned on. And then we can already see we got a nice picture right here. Now if we go down here, we can see that we have a timeline where the end is 100. And now if we just click the arrow keys on our keyboard, then we can see these different variations that we have just created. So the last step is just to render these images so that we have all of these NFT images on our desktop, and that is actually pretty easy to do. We just have to go to the output right here, then select the folder where we want to save it. So I'm just going to go on here now. I think I'm just going to create a new folder real quick so that we can put it so that our desktop doesn't get messed up. Now when you have created the folder on your desktop, just go to output properties right here as I said, and then just go onto this folder icon, go onto your desktop, and then onto the folder shape people right here. Now we want to accept that, and now they know the path to where it's going to be saved. Now we want to choose the file format PNG, just like that, and then color and depth, compression. I will just leave the rest like that. And then we can basically render. For the rendering, it's important that you turn off the initial collection you have created right here so that we only have the variants. So turn that off, and then if you have filled in this, like the path where it's going to output it and PNG and that stuff, we can go ahead and go up here and then just click on render animation. Now this is going to take a couple of minutes. It depends on how good your computer is, but just wait these minutes, and then it's going to render every single NFT image one by one, and that is just amazing. Alright, so it just finished rendering, so now it's the moment of truth. I'm going to my folder right here, and we will see if we have our images in here. And as you guys can see, we got plenty of NFT art in here. To be exact, 100, because we chose that, and I mean that's just great. And if we open some, you can just see, I think they look really, really cool for the amount of time that I spent. I spent like 2 hours on creating the characters and the items itself, and I mean that's just absolutely great for that. With these images right here, I could just upload them to OpenSea now, or like create .json files for that and create some metadata, and then we could mint them on a mint page. And yeah, there are different options you can do. If you choose to do it on OpenSea, you can just, pick one by one and then upload them to OpenSea and sell them. So that is really great. And yeah, now make sure to check out my project. It will be linked below, so just go into the description and then join my Discord. And I don't know how long the whitelist spots are going to last, so definitely go there now if you want to claim your NFT. And with that said, I hope you guys learned something today. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I probably spent with editing, I'm going to spend 10 hours on this video. So make sure to leave a like if you appreciate it. And with that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and bye.